Hello everyone, it's Wesley, back with another video. Today, I'm sharing how making one of my own videos completely flipped the script and changed my perspective on cameras and the camera industry. Let's hope I can get through this one. All right, let's get it. All right, so I hope I can explain this one clearly. While scripting my camera New Year's resolutions video, I had a major realization. My 5 resolutions in 2025, starting with don't buy a new piece of gear that you may need in the future. I needed to focus on creating more and less on gear. This sparked a lot of thinking. I've been always a bit of a gearhead, consistently and constantly switching systems. Why? Was it to find the perfect system? Well, probably. Was it the allure of manual dials on the XT5? Yes. Was it the image quality of the Leica Q3? Yeah, I'm sure that was it. But in the quest of trying Nikons and Leicas and Fujis and Sonys and Canons, nothing I purchased fully met my needs. Even though there were plenty of options that could, I kept buying something with this and not this. Then I made a video ranking camera manufacturers, and I admitted that if money were no object, I'd choose a brand that I didn't currently own. And that got me thinking. Then I made my favorite photo of the year video, which featured a winning image taken with a camera that I also no longer owned. Yeah. That got me really thinking. I really had to confront this situation head on. I created a big problem for myself. Why did I switch to Nikon? Originally, because I was getting into weddings and I needed a camera that was capable, that had dual card slots, weather resistance, great glass, great ergonomics, pro features. So why did I go back to Fuji? Well, I love the lenses with the aperture control on them. I love the film simulations. And then, let's be honest, nostalgia, the manual dials like this. I love these manual dials and I gravitate towards those. So then why did I go to Leica? Well, I love street photography and Leicas are legendary. So again, I wanted to try to get the best tool for the job that I enjoy. But, I'm further along in my journey now and I've reflected a lot on all of these things. And with each of these cameras, I've encountered barriers. Barriers in getting the shots that I envisioned. Whether it was Leica's slow startup times or Fuji's finicky autofocus, I invested in systems that I loved, but they didn't always love me. Certainly didn't always love me back. And ultimately, it's about the raw files. And since I know how to edit, I need a tool that creates the fewest obstacles. So my search had to continue. And I needed to simplify. You see, I don't like owning all these cameras. And one camera is a barrier in another way, and one's in another way. I needed to simplify and go back to basics. One camera, two lenses. A zoom lens, probably at an f2.8 lower aperture, and a street lens. And we all know what that means, 40 millimeters. That's my go-to. And that's the setup I'm going to do. I'm going to try to document my journey, noting any limitations that I encounter with one camera, two lenses. Well, what camera did I choose? Well, I'm filming with it today because, again, one camera, two lenses. Let me tell you my thought process before I tell you what camera it is. Why did I choose this camera? Well, I carefully considered my needs. It had to be capable of shooting my YouTube videos, 4K 24, 60, 120 frames per second with log, 422, 10-bit color at high bit rates. I needed a high resolution sensor for everything from street photography to weddings to portraits and commercial work. It had to be compact because I cannot stand a lot of size. It had to be compact, good ergonomics. I'm tired of using third-party grips. I need something that's going to have good ergonomics, good button placement, good function buttons. It needed to be weather sealed. I need dual card slots for when I am shooting weddings and commercial work. And I needed a wide selection of lenses since this is going to be the only camera that I'm using, the only camera manufacturer. And so I had to have a good selection of lenses. And after carefully thinking this over, reviewing the files, reflecting on all the systems that I've owned, I returned to my original system in a way. I went back to a brand that I've called sterile. I've called a lot of things. And I picked up the Sony A7R5. Now, the zoom lens that I'm using is the Tamron 28 to 75 f2.8 for video. I'm filming it on it today. How does it look? And I got the 40 millimeter f2.5G lens for street photography, which I absolutely love. I used that lens on the A7 IV in Portugal in 2022. It was great. So besides meeting all the requirements that I need in a camera, this Sony A7R5 has the 60 megapixel sensor that's in the Q3. So it's even better than the XT5, even better than my XH2S. It's about the same size as my XH2S, as a matter of fact. They're very, very similar in size. The grip is way better though, and it feels about the same heft. With the 40 millimeter lens on there, I used it yesterday during street photography. It was great. I feel like this A7R5 is right up there with the Nikon Z8, which is what I really wanted to go back to, but I had to consider the size and availability of those small, you know, 2.5G lenses that you can get on Sony that you necessarily can't get on Nikon. So that's what steered me towards Sony. And right now I'm testing it out. I'm not sold yet. I'm not gonna settle. This is where I think I'm gonna go, but we'll see. My next goal though is to focus on creating and not letting gear get in my way. My camera needs to be fully configured, ready to go. I have custom settings on the Sony right now for aperture manual and shutter priority in photo mode. And in video mode, I have it set for 24p, 60p, 120p, log, and Sony Cinetone because I want to try both out. It's really easy to flip between all of these on the Sony A7R5. It's, I think, quite a bit easier than the mode dials or the mode switch, whatever the banks or whatever you're going to call it, Z8. It's probably not quite as good as the XH2S, but it certainly focuses quite a bit better. I can't wait to see what this video looks like. I guarantee you I'm going to be in focus like 99% of the time, where I never have been on my XH2S. Oh God, that thing drove me crazy. Fuji, get your autofocus fixed. So I still obviously still have these two cameras. This is going to be my everyday carry, the Ricoh GRX3. That's probably not how you say it. The Ricoh GR3X. This is my everyday everything carry. It's not weather sealed though, so when it's raining and things like that, the A7R5 is coming out with me. But for most street photography outings, this is what I'm going to use going forward. This is going to be the tool that I create with. Period. Now, when I'm doing film work, my Nikon FE, hands down, it did lock up last time I was out, and I wasted half a roll of film. I hope I got it figured out. Let me see. Yep, it seems to be working. Yep, it seems to be working fine now. So this is my film camera going forward. This is my street camera going forward. My YouTube camera and street camera as well, when it's weather or when I want higher resolution, is going to be this bad boy. And that's it. That's it. I'm not going to buy another camera until I find a need for it, because I'm not buying cameras just to own them anymore. That is ridiculous. I don't need that. It created a barrier to my photography, because then I had to think, okay, what camera am I bringing? Oh, what lens? What this? What that? I don't need all that. I know 40 millimeters is my go-to. I got it here, and I got it on here with the 40 millimeter G lens. Let me get it. Let me get that lens real quick. Yeah, with this 40 millimeter G lens, this is going to be my go-to street lens with the A7R5. It's got the aperture on it. It's got focus lock. This is great. This is basically a Fuji-esque lens. I have this K&F Cinebloom or Black Pro Mist that comes off magnetically. This is going to be it. So this is my whole kit, minus what I'm filming with. That's it. And I'm hoping that simplifying is going to take, all the barriers that I had to trying to choose a lens, trying to choose a camera. I had this Leica Q3 sitting there for months and I wasn't using it. And I was starting to get like, I don't know, just anxious. Like, what am I gonna? I need to use it. I need to use it. I need to use it. But I hated the grip, and the third party grips just aren't good. I want something that I can grip all day. I jammed my thumb recently at the gym, and I actually have a really hard time. Really had a hard time holding the XT5 while I was in Panama, and that got me. I mean, my hand was shaking trying to get shots with the XT5 because of the lack of grip. I need a better grip. I'm getting older. I need a better grip. So I'm going to the Sony system for now. We shall see. We shall see. Okay, so like I said, I'm still going to keep these two cameras, one for my everyday carry, one for my film, and I'm also going to have the DJI Action 5 and the Osmo Pocket 3 for my filming stuff when I'm on the streets. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to settle. And don't let nostalgia, your photographer friends, or even your own inner voice convince you that you need something you don't. You don't need a Leica to get amazing pictures. Get what resonates with you, but don't choose a tool that doesn't meet your needs. I've gotten great shots with every camera from every brand. I've proven that over and over. All of these cameras can do what you want them to do. You might It might take you a few extra tries to nail focus with a Fuji, for example, or it might take a few extra seconds with your Leica to get it started. So you might miss a shot or two. And but the results are going to be fantastic regardless. I just didn't want the extra hurdles anymore. After fumbling with autofocus in Panama, I realized I was settling because I liked Fuji. I like using it, but I was settling on something that was an inferior product. And I didn't want to own a million different bodies to get to the thing that I needed. I needed one body. So if that's your thing, if you want to own a lot of gear, don't get me wrong, go for it. I just can't. I hate clutter. I'm OCD. I just can't do the clutter. I just don't need it. And after getting this, I realized how much I loved it. And like, okay, yeah, it has limitations. It's not, the perfect camera. It doesn't have the perfect autofocus, but it's right up there with these other cameras, and it's small. So this is the best tool for the job. Size and quality, and the autofocus is fine. So there you have it. Best tool for a job, photography, or for film photography. It has great manual focusing, and it does great auto exposure when I need it to. And now I'm hoping this Sony a7R5 is going to be the best tool for everything else. Video, hopefully street photography. I took it out yesterday. I found the grip to be very comfortable. I was able to hold it all day, no issues. Does this mean that I'm done with Fuji? That I'm never going to get an X Pro 5? Yeah, right. Come on, let's be honest. I definitely am going to have an X Pro 5 when that comes out. Even if the autofocus sucks, because I love that camera so much. And I'm probably going to sell it, but I'm still going to buy it because I want to. But I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best not to. I want to keep the clutter down. I want to get a camera that's going to satisfy my needs, and I want to get a camera that I enjoy using. The reason why I enjoy using the Sonys is not because it's like this great user experience like the Leicas may be. It's because you turn it on and you shoot. Once you get it set up like I have mine set up, you just shoot. Point it, shoot. It's out of your way. It just gets completely out of your way and allows you to focus on being in the moment, observing and taking the shot, and not worrying about focus and things like that. We'll see. All right, guys, drop a comment and let me know what you are shooting with these days. If you've had this sort of conundrum before, how you figured your way out of it. I'm always going to keep it real with you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you something that's bullcrap. None of these camera manufacturers are ever going to get me to do that. I'm here to tell you the real facts. All of them are great, but they all have their issues. In my opinion, Nikon, Sony, even Canon are pretty much on par when it comes to autofocus. I just find the smaller bodies in the Sony, smaller than Canon, smaller than Nikon, and these great small primes that are great for my street photography are better suited for what I need at this time and place. All right, man. I think that's it. I think I'm done. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. Peace.